Donald Trump just had a meltdown from the Oval Office. He was there announcing he was signing an executive order to bring back the death penalty to Washington, D.C. That's what he's focused right now as our government is on the verge of a shutdown. He's signing executive orders calling for the death penalty in Washington, D.C. And Donald Trump declared an economic miracle in the United States. He says there is no inflation, essentially. Here, play this clip.
But that transition period's ending faster than we thought on tariffs. The money coming in is much greater than people thought, and there's no inflation, essentially. There's no inflation. We just went through the worst inflation in the history of our country under sleepy Joe Biden. He was sleeping.
Then, even though we all know that energy prices for our homes are way up right now, Donald Trump says energy is way down. Here, play this clip.
And everything else. By the way, energy is way down. And you're going to really be impressed when you hear what happened today with President Erdogan of Turkey.
Then, as Meidas says, just coincidentally, Donald Trump attacks two Democratic members of Congress as, quote, very low IQ, and both happen to be black women. This is what Donald Trump is doing, in my opinion, overt racism from the Oval Office. Let's play the clip right now.
Yes, please.
Jasmine Crockett recently.
Jasmine Crockett. Remember what I said? Is she a relation to the late, great Davy Crockett? I don't think so. Jasmine Crockett, let me tell you, before you even ask, she's a very low IQ person. I mean, if we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one should take one because she shouldn't even be in the crowd. So I have no idea what you're going to, but I don't think we should waste our time. This is a low IQ person who I can't even believe is a congressperson. Between her and Ilhan Omar and the group. You know, I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back. And he said, I don't want her. Okay, what else?
Then Donald Trump talks about very soon he will be invading Chicago with the United States military, Memphis, and then Chicago. And then Donald Trump threatens cities across the country that if you don't let him invade your city with the military, he will try to remove the Olympics or the World Cup from your city. Here, play this clip.
Washington, D.C., we, as you probably know, we're going into Memphis and we're going into some other cities, and very soon we're going to go into Chicago. It will be safe for the World Cup. If I think it isn't safe, we'll move it into a different city. Absolutely. We'll take the World Cup. If I think it's not, it's actually a very fair question. If I think it's not safe, we're going to move it out of that city. If, like, the governor of Illinois, who is, you know, look, last week.
It was one of the things that I've been concerned about as well. It's not on the short list of concerns because ICE disappearing human beings and Donald Trump using the Department of Justice to attack his political enemies and our crashing economies, more higher up on the list than this. But, you know, whether or not the World Cup is actually going to take place or the Olympics is going to take place based on Donald Trump's behavior. We're on the verge of a government shutdown. So Donald Trump was asked by a reporter about, are you speaking with Democrats? What are you doing to try to stop a government shutdown? You've already said that you don't want to have any further communications, or you've had no communications at all with Democrats. And then Donald Trump says he lies, and he goes, because all Democrats have said is just extend the Affordable Care Act tax credit so Americans aren't going to pay more for health care. And Donald Trump's like, no, it's about trans and migrants, which is a lie. Here, play this clip.
One thing they're concerned about, I mean, look, Republicans have total control of Washington. You guys have control of the House, the Senate, there's you.
Well, when you say control, so we need 60 votes for this, and we have 53 Republicans, so we need 7 Democrats.
And those 7 Democrats and others are asking for an extension of a tax credit on people who get the Affordable Care Act and some other government-backed health care. So are you willing to
Well, what they're really asking for is they want to pay for illegal aliens that have come into our country by the millions and get onto the rolls, and they want to pay. And our people don't want to do that. Our people are taxed enough. You know, we just approved the largest tax decrease ever in the history of our country, including the extension of the previous Trump tax cuts. The tax cuts that we just approved, they want to use those tax cuts to give the money to illegal aliens, people that came into our country illegally and that are leaving the country. So you know, there's been a self-deportation because of what we've been doing. That's been incredible. Okay, yeah, please.
Then Donald Trump is asked about Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, who unlawfully refers to himself as the Secretary of War. Pete Hegseth demanding 800 of the top generals and admirals and just military leaders in the United States across the world to show up next Tuesday at Quantico in Virginia. He hasn't explained why he wants them there. This is a big national security issue as well, removing our top generals and admirals and military to go in front of Pete Hegseth. But Donald Trump says, this is great. I love it. I think this is a great idea. Very Saddam Hussein-like. This reminds me of the July 1979 Saddam Ba'ath Party purge. Are they going to bring over these military generals and give them loyalty tests? We'll see. Here, play this clip.
Okay, yeah, please.
Secretary Hegseth is inviting military leaders from all around the country on Tuesday. Will you also be there?
From all around the country to what?
To Virginia. He's
inviting the generals and admirals to Virginia for a big meeting.
Well, I know. I love it. I mean, I think it's great. Let him be friendly. Let him be friendly with the generals and admirals from all over the world. Why? Is there something? No, but is there something wrong with it?
And what is it about? Will you be there personally as well? And what is it about?
Well, I'll be there if they want me, but why is that such a big deal? I mean, the fact that we're getting along with the generals and admirals from all. Remember, I'm the president of peace. It's good to get along. It's good. You act like this is a bad thing. Isn't it nice that people are coming from all over the world to be with us?
It's not particularly unusual that.
Then Donald Trump says that I think it's great when our generals are doing this. Here, play this clip.
Talking about the newest weapons, et cetera, et cetera. But I think it's great when generals and top people want to come to the United States to be with our now called Secretary of War. Does everybody like the name? I do.
Yeah, said something really interesting.
He keeps on calling it the Secretary of War because it's utterly deranged, and this is a authoritarian dictatorship in the Oval Office.
You go to the doctor, you get your blood drawn. A week later, they tell you everything looks fine. Maybe they'll tell you to drink more water or exercise more, but that's it. No breakdown of your hormones, no insight into the inflammation, toxins, or nutrient deficiencies. Just vague advice and a pat on the back. Superpower Health is a completely different experience. It's a revolutionary new kind of preemptive care, more comprehensive, more actionable, and you can do it all from the comfort of your home. And here's how it works. Twice a year, Superpower sends a licensed professional right to your door to collect a comprehensive lab panel, or you can visit a nearby lab. Superpower measures over 100 biomarkers. That includes your heart, liver, thyroid, hormones, metabolism, vitamin, and even mineral levels. Then you get a personalized action plan based on your results, all beautifully laid out on their app, plus access to your own private medical team to help guide you. It's the same level of testing and insight that pro athletes get, but a price that actually makes sense. Stop just hoping you'll live a long, healthy life and start taking action. For a limited time, our listeners get $50 off when they use code MIDAS at superpower.com. Superpower not only gives you an initial plan, but it tracks your results over your lifetime. Each test builds on the last, giving you a full picture of your progress year after year. For a limited time, our listeners are getting $50 off an annual Superpower membership by using code MIDAS at checkout. Just head to superpower.com, use code MIDAS to get our exclusive discount. Your biology decoded, your blueprint activated with Superpower. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know that MeidasTouch sent you.
Donald Trump next concedes that our farmers are suffering, but Donald Trump lies and claims that the tariffs are going to help bail out the farmers. He goes, all this money coming in from the farmers, from the tariffs, we're going to use to bail out the farmers. It's the trade war against the world and the subsequent retaliation of places like China that is causing our farmers to suffer in the first place. Here, play this clip.
We want to take our money. We're doing well because of tariffs. We're doing unbelievable. We're making more money than we ever have made. And by the way, we're going to take some of that tariff money that we made, just to get off the subject for a second. We're going to take some of that tariff money that we made. We're going to give it to our farmers, who are for a little while going to be hurt until it kicks in. The tariffs kick into their benefit. So we're going to make sure that our farmers are in great shape because we're taking in a lot of money.
So then Donald Trump is asked about the U.S. subsidiary that is apparently going to own TikTok's algorithm in the United States and own TikTok in the United States. A bunch of Donald Trump's friends, and a reporter asks, so is the company that's like aligned with you, they're going to control the algorithm? Are they going to push like content that you want? Listen to what J.D. Vance responds. Let's play it.
So, Mr. President and Mr. Vice President, the U.S. company could change the algorithm to push different content? Is that?
The U.S. company will have control over how the algorithm pushes content to users, and that was a very important part of it. We thought it was necessary for the national security element of the law. We also just think it's important to protect American users. Again, we want users to use this platform the way they want to. We want the business to make decisions about content based on the interests of the business and based on the interests of the users, and that's what we think will happen with this new arrangement.
Then Donald Trump says we need to get the word out to farmers because they're going to be struggling until the transition is complete. The transition is complete. When's that going to take place, Donald? When's the transition going to be complete? Here, play this clip.
Ultimately, they're going to be making a fortune. They will be one of the top in the whole world in terms of the percentage gotten from the tariffs we're taking in. But we have so much coming in, it's a very small thing. But I want to in fact, just get the word out to the farmer, because they'll be struggling until the transition is complete. Then after that, they're going to do, I think, better than they've ever done before. Last time I said, get yourself a larger tractor and more land. And that was when they were doing very poorly. And they ended up doing that, and they did very well. That was with the deal we made with China. Unfortunately, Biden forgot about the deal, and he never enforced. I enforced it till the end, and China was very honorable. But when Biden came in, he didn't enforce it. So when you don't enforce a deal, they don't do it. So it was terrible. Biden was very bad to the farmers of our country.
Trump is next asked about whether James Comey will be indicted. And Donald Trump turns to Pam Bondi, his attorney general, menacingly and says, what do you think, Pam? Obviously indicating, get it done. What the hell is happening? Here, play this clip.
We heard there could be an indictment on James Comey. Do you know if there is an indictment, or Madam Attorney General?
I don't know. I know it's going on because I read the papers just like you do, right? So I don't know. Do you have anything to say about that?
We can't comment on that.
Yeah.
Madam Attorney General, can you comment on a New York Times? Madam Attorney General.
Then Donald Trump lies and claims that you can't walk around Memphis without getting shot. Play the clip.
5 years, and he said, sir, don't lose Chicago. And the way he said that meant a lot to me. And we're going to go into Chicago very soon. We're going to take care of Memphis. We're going to take care of Memphis. You can't walk a block without getting shot. We're going to take care of that one, and just like we did Washington D.C. And we're going to do Chicago very soon. Yeah.
Then Donald Trump signs the executive order directing Pam Bondi and Jeanine Pirro to reinstate the death penalty in Washington, D.C. Play the clip.
Subject, Kelly.
One of the most powerful deterrents we have to violent crime is the death penalty. As you said, your administration has taken bold, decisive steps to ensure that Washington, D.C. is once again a safe and secure city for its residents and all who visit. This is a presidential memorandum that directs your Attorney General and your U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Judge Jeanine Pirro, to fully implement the death penalty here in Washington, D.C., where the evidence and facts of a case indicate that the death penalty should be used.
Okay. Everybody understands death penalty in Washington. You kill somebody, or if you kill a police officer, law enforcement officer, death penalty. And hopefully there won't be that. So again, it's way down. I mean, we have had week after week after week where we haven't had a murder. I said that the other day in front of the...
And then Donald Trump just starts name dropping large Democratic donors and saying that he has ordered his Justice Department to go after George Soros and to go after Reid Hoffman. Here's what Donald Trump says on Soros. Play this clip.
Can you comment on a New York Times, Madam Attorney General, can you comment on a New York Times report saying that Justice Department officials have asked attorneys to target a George Soros-funded group? And is this executive order that you just signed a part of that effort?
I'm not going to comment on whether there is or is not a pending investigation, but everything's on the table right now.
I don't think anybody has to ask, because if you look at Soros, he's at the top of every... In fact, sometimes they say, could he be involved in this many things? But he's in every story that I read. Stories that I read keep talking about Soros. And so, I guess he'd be a likely candidate. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then Donald Trump says, and even the way the question is asked, so who are you going after? Antifa? Soros? And Trump just basically lists if you're a rich, wealthy Democratic donor, he is going to go after you. Why? Because he's threatening Democratic donors not to donate to Democrats and saying, I'm going to treat you as terrorists. And it's not coincidental that he's bringing this up in a press conference in the Oval Office about the death penalty. Here, play this clip.
Yeah,
Just so we
go ahead.
can-
Why don't you
Can
defend?
you
Let's see
name
you
it?
defend them, Jeff.
No, I'm not defending anyone. I just want, so that we can just explain this in our stories, could you name a couple?
You don't
of-
explain it right, though, Jeff.
Well,
Go
Jeff,
ahead. Let's go.
that's
Maybe
the-
let's give you another chance. Go ahead.
Antifa, Soros,
Yeah.
what names are we talking about?
Well, Soros is a name certainly that I keep hearing. I don't know, but Soros is a name that I hear. I hear a lot of different names. I hear names of some pretty rich people that are radical left people. Maybe I hear about a guy named Reid Hoffman. Somebody's a pretty rich guy, I guess, and I hear about him. I don't know. Maybe could be him. Could be a lot of people. We hear the same names, but they're bad, and we're going to find out. And if they are funding these things, they're going to have some problems because they're agitators and they're anarchists. These are anarchists. Really bad. Okay, yeah, please.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.